Hello, everybody. Kenny here, also known as psyguy. I apologize for any sound problems. I'm having to do this on my phone. My PC keeps freezing up anytime I try to do a normal video log. But anyway, here I am. So again, I apologize for any problems, video or audio or otherwise. I wanted to touch on something real quick. Hopefully, it'll only be about 5-6 minutes at most. Something that's been on my heart lately. And when that stuff gets on your heart, it's pretty heavy. So I got a message the other night. I won't disclose any more information than that, talking about somebody messaged me saying that they're scared because they were recently told by somebody I'm familiar with that if they don't do as they're told, that they will burn for eternity. And having went through this as a kid, it hits home. Now, with that said, what I'm going to say here is just examples. It's nothing against anybody in particular. It's really just more about the method at which people raise their kids to basically, when they adhere to this message given to their kids, and to me, it's a form of mental abuse. I'll say it straight up. It is, because that's what I went through. And it was abuse. I mean, it made me feel like I had to do it. Otherwise, I'm going to burn for eternity. I'll scream and yell and burn in agony. I'll never see my family again. And my family will be taken away. My family will betray me if I don't. And then they'll go to the other place and I'll go to this other place. And it caused like severe questioning of like, does my family even love me if they're willing to leave me behind for this ideology, this religion, and it's just that core concept. Two different places, I'll go to one, they'll go to the other. And, it's like there's like no real recognition of, how do you fight for that family? How do you fight that ideal when nothing you ever do will be good enough to be able to get into that other place that, you're being told that everybody else will go, So that was my childhood. Now, this fear isn't a normal consequence. It's not a don't touch the stove, it's hot. Or it's even higher than you better be good, or Santa Claus will give you coal in your stocking if you know, grew up on Santa Claus. All in all, it's an emotional threat. It's a child's mind. A child's mind can't process the concept of eternal punishment. It's rough, especially when you're younger and intellectual and you're smart, and you, especially like if you're a victim and you're gonna pick up survival along the way. You got to adapt. You got to mentally, you're not exactly going to be a normal kid like my upbringing. It creates this deep-seated anxiety and guilt, and it hurts. It's heavy to have this put on you. It's crazy. Now, as an adult, I can see it for what it was. It wasn't without struggle. It wasn't without totally shaking up my survival that I had to go through as an abuse victim. And when I say abuse victim, for those that don't know my story, I was abused by a family member who I should have trusted, who I was supposed to trust, who was supposed to be trustworthy. And it went a lot deeper than I was going to go to hell, all this and that, even though they were involved highly with the church, several churches actually. But since I've developed a more logical, intellectual way of thinking, which is the way I always was before having that religious mindset nearly forced on me and totally changing who I was, years later I would be able to adapt and get better. You realize the kind of trauma you go through at just that point alone of being told, be good or burn for all eternity. Be separated from your family. You won't be good enough. You won't get into the club. Now, with that said, not all, and I'm obviously speaking of Christianity, which is what I grew up around. Not all factions of Christianity adhere to that, but it is the general consensus when I was growing up, and you still see it today. So, I wanted to touch on that, and I wanted to share my story a little bit more to let everybody know that if you're going through it, you're not alone. I would say that as a survivor, as a child that went through that, if you are a parent if you're an uncle or an aunt or grandparent and you are putting this on your child, if you're raising them in this regard, think about it, put it into your heart, analyze it, and see and think what you might be doing to that child. It gets rough when you are constantly told this as a kid growing up. And the smarter kids too, especially when it's being low-key said that, like in Sunday school when you're being told, Jesus wants you to go to heaven. That way, Satan doesn't drag you down, all this and that. It's like low-key suggested that you won't be with your family forever, even if after you pass. And as you get older, you pick up on that, and it's like, why? This ideology, this religion, this mindset that is supposed to have heart and love in it. Why would you put this on a kid? Why would you put it on an adult as they get older? And when you're raised in it your whole life, it's very hard to even want to seriously question and analyze this, because it's how you're up in here. That was your whole core set coming up, but it's very hard, and it can take a lifetime to shake that off. So anyway, I'll try to cover what I can here. I don't want to get too long. I'm already going close to 7 minutes, but I wanted to share what was in here, in my heart, and what's always been up here. I do my best to talk to friends and family, get them to maybe look at things a bit different, or at least from an outside perspective, saying, you're doing this. I try to advocate where I can, but it tends to be pretty tough. And it hurts to see folks just like totally throw out what they're doing, what they could be doing, what they are doing. So they just dismiss it because it's how they were raised. And that's the right way to do it. That's the best way to do it. And it just hurts to see it. But anyway, thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay sane. Remember, you're awesome. Never let the world tell you otherwise. And I'll see you later. Peace.